All right, moving on to wrap up this Tuesday episode, a fun little buy or sell segment. So producer Conrad is out here with me. I have no idea what I'm about to be buying and what I'm about to be selling, but hit me, my friend. What do you got for me?
That's how we like it, Ben. Fire off the hip. Buy or sell. Mets as World Series contenders.
Mets as World Series contenders. I am absolutely buying this. I am buying all the stock here. I really like them, and I've been saying for a long time that I think this team is built differently, and we're seeing that now. We saw their two best starters go down. DeGrom hasn't pitched all year. Scherzer's been out for a month now. And what have they been doing? They've just continued to lead this division, in which they had over a 10.5 game lead. It got down to 4 when the Braves went on their 14-game winning streak. They had a really good stretch, an easier stretch of the schedule, and hats off to the Braves. They took advantage of that. But the typical Mets team, what they would have done in the past, in the midst of a very tough part of their schedule, might I add, they would have lost 8 of 10 games. And next thing you know, they're tied with the Atlanta Braves. No. This team isn't doing that. This team, in a tough stretch against the Dodgers, the Padres, the Angels, the Brewers, they went over 500 on the road. A very tough road trip. They held off that Braves big surge. They now have, I think, a 5.5 game lead in the division. I really like the way this team is built. I'm excited, and we haven't even scratched the surface here. They've been the best team in the National League. They have the most wins in all of the National League, and the best pitcher on planet Earth hasn't even pitched yet for them. So around the All-Star break, maybe a little bit after, right around the trade deadline maybe, we're going to see this team acquire 2 of the best pitchers in baseball, Jacob DeGrom and Max Scherzer. Absolutely, I think they're a World Series contender. Bye.
All right. Looks like we might be seeing the Mets in the World Series then. Let's move on to the next one. Paul Goldschmidt, best first baseman in Major League Baseball. Buy or sell?
Ooh, okay. Let's go through this. Best first baseman in Major League Baseball. Okay. So Paul Goldschmidt is certainly in this conversation. Freddie Freeman is in the conversation, obviously. Matt Olson. But what Paul Goldschmidt has done this year. I mean, look, I'm going to buy this. Certainly having an MVP caliber year. He is my player of the week, the Flippin Bats player of the week from the team of the week as well. Had 11 RBIs last week, 4 home runs, hit 500 on the last week. He's just continued to have a dominant year. And at some point, you just keep thinking, okay, he's going to have to slow down at some point, but he hasn't been. He's been that good. Paul Goldschmidt, yeah, best first baseman in Major League Baseball.
All right. We got 2 buys now. Let's move on to our third one. Obviously, the news just came down. Manny Machado is going to be out for probably about the next month. Are the Padres going to make the playoffs? Buy or sell?
Oh, good question. And yeah, this is coming right on the heels of Manny Machado going down with a gruesome looking injury. But so far, what we've heard is that it's not season ending, and hopefully he just misses a few weeks' time. Padres make the playoffs. I'm going to buy that as well. So bye so far, as in 3 buys, but also get it. It's like a play on Backstreet Boys, whatever. I'm buying this. I like this team a lot, even without Tatis and now without Machado. We'll see what they can do without the 2 of them, but without Tatis, they've been great. They're going to get both of them back at some point. Tatis is expected to come back at some point in July, Machado hopefully as well. But I like this team a lot because of the pitching staff. What Joe Musgrove has done this year is nothing short of incredible. Yu Darvish is really good as well, aside from a couple of tough starts. He's been dominant. I like this Padres team because of the rotation, because of the manager, and because of what this lineup has been able to do, picking each other up. They're going to have to continue to do it. But absolutely, I like them to make the playoffs, especially this year. 3 wild card teams. I am buying the Padres making the playoffs.
My guy's buying everything. Let's see if he'll buy this then. Buy or sell? OHTANI making the All-Star game as a pitcher.
Buy. Buy. I mean, he's been unbelievable on the mound. Aside from 2 bad starts, in Yankee Stadium, where they knew what he was throwing, which helps the other team. He was tipping his pitches in some way, so they knew. He had a tough start, and then he also had a tough start in Texas against the Rangers. That didn't go well. Aside from that, he's honestly been dominant. In his last 2 starts, he's 2-0 with a 0.69 ERA. He's been dominating on the mound lately. I absolutely like him to make the All-Star game as a pitcher. I am also voting for him as a hitter as well, because I don't know how it's going to happen, but he needs to be in the All-Star game. I don't know if it's going to be the manager selecting him, people voting for him to be in. I don't know. I don't care. All I know is Shohei Ohtani is changing the game of baseball. What he's doing is incredible, and he needs to be and deserves to be an all-star. So I am buying that he is also an all-star as a pitcher.
Got it. All right. 4 for 4. Let's see if this last one can hold on as a buy as well.
Ooh, we've never had 5 buys. Let's see.
Craig Kimbrel, still an elite closer.
Whew. Okay. Craig Kimbrel, still an elite closer. This one came to me pretty quickly. I am selling this one. Craig Kimbrel is no longer an elite closer in the game of baseball. When I think elite closer, I think of somebody coming in, and you think to yourself, a fan watching this game, this game's over. There's not a ton of elite closers in the game of baseball, might I add. Josh Hader, elite closer. Clay Holmes has been an elite closer. But you look around, the term elite needs to be used correctly. So there's not a lot of elite closers. So I think Craig Kimbrel, oh boy, here we go. That's not a sign of an elite closer. And he hasn't been pitching great of late. Certainly this stat right here, Craig Kimbrel has allowed 24 base runners and 10 earned runs in his past 12 innings. Well, that's not elite. That's less than elite. That's less than average. This one's easy for me. I am selling this. It is also a big concern for me with this Dodgers team. They made this deal with the White Sox. They swap A.J. Pollock, and they get Craig Kimbrel. This is even more of a concern now. Why? Well, they lose Kenley Jansen in the bullpen. You add Craig Kimbrel. He hasn't been good. Mookie Betts goes down with an injury. You already didn't have that depth in the outfield of A.J. Pollock. So now we're really seeing this be a problem. Very much so. A.J. Pollock in Chicago, they don't have that outfield depth they need. Craig Kimbrel, the back end of the bullpen, blowing games, getting losses. It's I don't want to say it's tough there in L.A. because the Dodgers are fine. But in my long-winded, long roundabout answer here, I am very much so and easily selling that Craig Kimbrel is still an elite closer in this game, which is sad because he used to be, and I actually faced him in spring training when he used to be. He was pitching in a game in spring training and still doing that thing with his arms, and it was one of the most intimidating at-bats, probably the most intimidating at-bat I've ever had in my career. He doesn't stare to get the sign. When he's doing that thing, he stares into your soul. I lost my soul that at-bat, and that was against Craig Kimbrel, one of the most dominant closers the game of baseball has ever seen. He's just not that guy anymore. Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.